Namaskar. So, and I think I have been to Narendrapur once. I don't know which one, but I know I had given a lecture in the college in Belur Mott, PH College, Shiksha Mandir. Shiksha Mandir, I was there. It was very nice, pleasant stay, and also this thing. So, sir is here. Definitely, sir will be able, no better a person than sir to be speaking about something as important as value education, especially in the pandemic period. Because during this period now we are in such a kind of a state, our mindset has become so changed, we are so filled with negative thoughts, fear, unsure about what the future is going to be about. And that is why again we come back to our roots, which we can never forget. And that is, living with spirituality and having some kind of guidance, especially. Value education is all about that aspect, helping us to guide ourselves, values, etc. So sir is here with us. We will like to listen to sir now. Sir, please. I'm there.
Thank you, Dr. Bora. Actually, a few days back, I think 2 days back, I had a talk with Dr. Swarup Prasad, who is the director of your institute. I am very much thankful to you that you have given me the opportunity that to talk a few things, basically what is spirituality and value education in this basically pandemic era. That is the thing, but it happens to be that all the most of the participants who they join this meeting, that they are very good to me. Basically, I'm doing the work as headmaster of our Vidyalaya, and all the teachers, most of the participants are from our Vidyalaya, from Narendrapur. I congratulate all the teachers that they are also having the patient sharing from the very morning and today, and they are, I think, they are fully bored with my talks and every meeting, everything, all the time I have to talk. I am bound to talk with them. So I have taken a permission before Dr. Ghosh that this whole session should be conducted by our coordinator Maharaj, Swami Tatparanandaji. Tatparanandaji is
yes, sir. Maharaj, please, sir. It's very pleasurable that we be listening to another.
He will conduct the whole meeting, and he will add a few valuable and important points to this topic, and I think will be benefited. And this is what information that we, the teachers of our Vidyalaya, we generally do practice that how we can inculcate values in all the sector of our life. And most of the teachers of our Vidyalaya, they are also involving in this, and they are also doing practice how we can inculcate this. So I think Tatparanandaji will be the best person today's talk, and he will add a few more points how we can inculcate values in our day-to-day life and day-to-day teaching also. So our students will be benefited.
Yes, sir. So all of us will be benefited.
Madam Talukdar, I had a conversation with Shobhnipan Maharaj ji yesterday. So he told me about this, that Maharaj ji will be addressing this session.
Yes, yes.
As he has very rightly pointed out, that there had been a conversation between him and myself regarding this, that Maharaj will be the speaker of this session.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, thank you, sir. Yes.
He is the coordinator of our senior section of our Vidyalaya.
Thank you, and our respectful regards to Maharaj ji, and our kind regards to Shandipan Maharaj too. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir.
So many thanks to all the organizers, and especially our Sandipan Maharaj, who has asked me to have this session with you all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Very audible.
So So let us follow the tradition, as whenever we start for any beginning, a new beginning, any commencement, we start with the mantra of our holy beings. As today in early morning you were telling that Saraswati Vandana is missing. Saraswati Vandana is missing because that is our tradition, and it is absorbed in our mind that yes, some Vandana or something to invoke our holy beings is our tradition. So let me start with the pranam mantra of Bhagwan Sri Ramakrishna Dev, Sri Sima Sarada Devi, and Srimad Swami Vivekananda. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma swarupine avatar varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padpadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Namashri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. At the very outset, on behalf of Revered Swami Sarvalokananji Maharaj, Secretary, Ramakrishna Mission Ashrama Narendrapur, and Revered Sandipan Maharaj, whom we call Brahmachari Turiya Chaitanya Ji, Headmaster Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya Narendrapur, I extend my humble, heartfelt gratitude and greetings to all distinguished speakers, educationists, participants, panelists, and also I convey my respectful pranams to all senior monks present here. I also extend my special thanks to the organizers, including Ministry of Culture, Government of India, Dr. Swarup Prasad Ghosh, Director, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Institute of Asian Studies, Kolkata, who contacted our revered Secretary Maharaj, Sarvalokananji, for a wonderful, thoughtful treat for 3 days e-orientation program on much desired and appropriate topics for each and every person serving under the educational sectors. Here I mention special thanks to Revered Swami Kamalasthananji Maharaj, Principal, Rahada Ramakrishna Mission, and Revered Swami Murlidharananji, Headmaster, Ramakrishna Mission Boys Home, Rahada, Kharda, for their kind presence with all valuable inputs. Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Mutt, our headquarters serving humanity through its branches all over India and abroad since its commencement on 1st May 1897, with the vision of Swami Vivekananda's be and make policy, who used to say, man making is my mission, through in its twin motto, renunciation and service, tyag or seva. There will be no hesitation to say that the Hindu monk of India, Swami Vivekananda, proclaimed the divinity of man on the world's dais at Chicago in 1893, which cannot be the property of any specific religion on the earth. It is that, it is, Tattvamasi, you are that, he says. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary details. He has given us the clarion call. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishtat, Jagrat, Prapya, Varan, Nibodat. Utho, Jago, और लक्ष्य प्राप्त किए बगैर रुको नहीं. The call from eternal is coming to us through the Upanishads of Hindus. Shrinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tatsu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varanam Tamasa Parastat Tameva Viditva Atimrityu Meti Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. Sveteshvatara Upanishad, we get this verse. Here it goes the meaning. Here, ye children of immortal bliss. Swamiji says, Amritasya putraha. The children of immortal bliss. Even ye that reside in higher spheres, I have found the ancient one who is beyond all darkness, all delusion. Knowing him alone, you will be saved from death over again. Children of immortal bliss. What a sweet, what a hopeful name. Allow me to call you, brethren, by that sweet name, heirs of immortal bliss. Yeah, the Hindu refuses to call you sinners. Ye are the children of God, the sharers of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings. Ye, divinities on earth, sinners. It is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing libel on human nature. Come up, O lions, and shake off the delusion that you are sheep. Your souls immortal, spirits free, blessed and eternal. Ye are not matter. Ye are not bodies. Matter is your servant, not you the servant of matter. This is real education, which is giving us assurance of taking away the pressure of ignorance and showing us the path of divinity, the light of which we ourselves are sparks. As in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Mamai vanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. This jiva is my part, this world is my presentation. The knowledge is real happiness, not the happiness is our motto. The motto of every Hindu must be eternal knowledge. That only is our education. As Bhagavad Gita says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tad swayam yoga samsiddha kalen atmani vindati. Chapter 4, verse 38. There is no other thing in this world than knowledge which makes man pure. And the purity is God. And the God is really realized in this body, whom we call man. Yes, we want that education, that knowledge which purifies our heart, which purifies and clears all my doubts. So the day before yesterday, our headmaster, Revered Brahmachari Turiya Chaitanya Maharaj, discussed about this meeting. I felt myself privileged and humbled to attend this august assembly here. In the field of education, especially in West Bengal, besides other philanthropic institutions, Ramakrishna Mission schools, colleges and other educational wings like agricultural training centers, Lok Sikha Parishad, Jan Sikha Sansthan, vocational industrial training centers, Blind Boys Academy, etc. all are really contributing their best in creating positive vibes and livelihood of the outgoing students who come in contact with the hope to rise. The academic staff members of this institution must be given the share of credits for the success of their students. They are the core lifeline for students and the society. Now society is now appreciating their sacrifices and applauding their achievements. I welcome the initiative taken for Narendrapur Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya and Ramakrishna Mission Boys High School Rahada for their brushing up their intellects to cope up in this crisis period of pandemic. The topic chosen here are really very interesting, very elevating, as we all are on the path of evolution. It will not only help us to improve, but also it will make a sense to step ahead from the standards we are trying to maintain. With the permission of you all members, I will like to commence this topic with brief discussions. Every child has a dream. Every parent has an expectation. Every school wants to see their students ruling top of the world. Every state wants to make its citizens more learned, more cooperative and progressive. Every country have a hope. Every regime wants peace in their citizens so that they may stand in the line of developed citizens and civilizations. We are giving them all the best facilities, infrastructure, libraries, laboratories, workshops, and the best of everything available with us. We are trying to provide at very minimal recurring costs too. But, and big capital BUT, but, addictions, lethargic faces, bad company, thefts, digital leaning, absence-minded, teenage imbalances, pornography, and many negative which we have seen in our era, and what more challenges yet to come in front of our youngsters, obviously with us too. Yes, suicides. Some sources claim 120 to 200 suicides of teenagers happening every day in India is really a matter of concern. So in our education, what is missing? Why it is missing? What is yet to implement? Yes, the reply comes from every corner of the world that it is our educational system. Brush it, make it perfect, work on it. We are failing somewhere to develop morals, values, principles and character. For making education complete, we need a valuable experience in what ultimately supports our students. Yes, that is missing. Here comes the origin of value education. Sri Ramakrishna says, Javat bachi, tavat sikhi. Keep learning till you are conscious of your breathing. On this earth planet, studies have shown 4 fundamental activities prevailing in all living beings, that is Ahar, Nidra, Bhoy and Mathuna. Ahar means taking food, taking everything from our senses, understanding everything, intellects, everything comes in Ahar. Nidra, the digesting everything, or understanding by the conscious rest, by the conscious way of sleeping, by the conscious way of understanding and absorbing things. Again it comes Bhoy. Bhoy is a fear where we say survival of the fittest, the rule which we are following from the origin of living on the earth. And Maithuna, begetting children, or we can say multiplying our own DNAs. Besides these 4, what can be added which can make our life really lived fully, or the complete life in another sense? Yes, there we see the fear of ending life makes us more introspective beings, and the finest part of thought process is acceptance of God and God's presence in all aspects. The higher thought brings us the values in becoming God or seeing godliness in whole universe. These thoughts are behind our education system present in India, which is actually in progressive mode, is still progressing as online, this basis of this online teaching, this also is added in this progressive mode. Every now and then new things are added to it to develop our generations, to take them more nearer to its higher possibilities of one with the creator of the universe, or living the life communed with God or communed with all-powerful Satchidanand Swarupa. As Swami Vivekananda has said, I am the worshipper of that being whom you call man. It's learning about oneself and the wisdom about life. These are values. What are these? We get suggestions in every direction of our lives, such as human, emotional, spiritual, and what more not, etc., etc. which leads to the transformation of individual as a grown member of the society. It must cultivate holistic environment by the presence of such valued person who is determined to follow disciplines and accept the justice. Discipline and justice, these two things goes together. Now, goals of value education. Point first, ability to distinguish between essence, attitude to know. As we see, Sri Ramakrishna also say, Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivek. What should I do? Do's and don'ts, like that. Point second, how much a person is committed to his task and to face the real life. His courage to believe of principles he was taught for. Implication in real life situation. This is the goal, because whatever we are learning in our schools and parents are teaching and everything, how much student is going to cope with all these values, all these teachings. This is the foremost quality which every education system must understand. Now it comes ethics. What are the ethics? We can have many number of definitions, but after reading so many things, I could bring out only this one important sentence which I like. This is, ethics are standards to determine what is wrong, what is right. It may be beliefs, it may be having some changes from place to place. Ethics are like that. Again comes values. Values are totally personalized. These are like feelings, things close to me, how I feel for that. Values can be different to person. It can be said individual outlook. Now we always hear about morals. As much discussion is gone, thing is that we can define in this way, it's a mode of conduct, behavioral conduct, expressions of values I learned. Whatever I have learned, as we see in our families, children are there, and when some other elderly people are coming to our house, what they do? They will make pranams or say namaste or like that. So these are the morals teaching which they have learned through their ethics by seeing their parents, and the values automatically inculcated. And there they have got this personal feeling, yes, I must bow down to my parents and the teachers and all those who are elders. So in this way, morals come slowly in the life. So how much efforts were given in India regarding such education? Here we can see the developments suggested were based on religious systems of learning. Whatever good things we are trying to learn, again and again, everybody is going to their belief system, their way of life. They will go to their own intellectual persons, and they will go and refer to the books, the text, the scriptures, which has come from their ancestors. So in this way, if we go and see all the system, in 1929, Hartog Committee, they suggested religious instructions to be given outside school hours. It is for making our education more perfect. This was the first suggestion. Now again, Central Advisory Board of Education in 1946, what they suggested? Again they came to the point, religious and moral instructions to be given in the text. Then things came in the text. From our childhood, we start learning Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, like this. One of our Swami, whose name is Swami Vijnanananda, he is direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Whenever people used to approach him for something spiritual words, if they can hear from him, so what happens? He used to say this thing, whatever you have learned in your primary section, in the starting books, first go and learn that, and then come to me that you need dharma. First go and learn those moral values. Satyam vada, dharmam chara. See, in Sri Ramakrishna's life we see, he always emphasized on truthfulness. He says, in Bangla we say, Je manush satya ke dhore ache, se Bhagwaner kole sui ache. It is like that, the person who has hold of truth, really that person is sitting on the lap of God itself. So this is the way the religious teaching are very much important for the development of student. Now in 1948, we see Radhakrishna Commission. He also emphasized on spiritual training. Now slowly we see when religions, people opposed, because there are so many wings of religion, there are so many beliefs all over the world. Everybody say it's my religion is perfect or like that. Then again this point came, spiritual teaching. Because spirituality is common in every religion. Every saint and sages, they have advocated this spirituality. And for the ritual part, Swami Vivekananda said, rituals are only the kindergarten. And when the person becomes spiritual, his openness, his heart becomes wide. He can accept everything and the knowledge dawns automatically on him. Here comes 1948. Now here, as we are under the umbrella, we are having this seminar under the umbrella of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. How we can miss him in the education part? Why? In 1948, the first education minister of Free India, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, during a conference of All India Education, emphasized that we must not for a moment forget it is a birthright of every individual to receive at least the basic education, without which he cannot fully discharge his duties as a citizen. What a wonderful statement he has quoted here, that we can't, how we can forget? It is a birthright. The education is a birthright. Now we are seeing right to education. Now it has come. Right to information. These things are coming. But the first education minister, he has spoken it in 1948 itself. He says it's a birthright of every individual to receive at least a basic education, without which he cannot fully discharge his duties as a citizen. Now these two things are always, you can say, more elevation or bringing the person, citizen means, citizen, you can say the poor person is also citizen, the rich person is also citizen, but what makes difference in him? Not the money, because money can come and goes, but its character only, which brings the person value, it adds the value in the life of nation. And here it says the basic education. What are those basic education? It's not only the reading of books, it's not reading of ABCD like that, but the basic education is to being a man. Swamiji, so that Swamiji has said, man making education, and here comes values, because without the values, man is what? Pasubhi samana. Dharmahinen, without dharma, without religion, without the effort of becoming a man. The man is what? Human being is what? He is one with animal. We always say about the human being that they are what? They are social animals. We bring this term animals and social animals. Yes, animals also are living like a society or like that. In that way, they are still animal, because the four things from which I started, those are ahar, nidra, bhoy and mathuna. Those are there also. And if they are also here in a human being, then what is the difference between these two type of animals? Yes, there is a difference. Sri Ramakrishna says that man, manush, jar ache man hosh, sei hoye manush. The person who knows he is a man, the manly qualities are there, he is really the man. Otherwise, he is a Pashubhi Samana. So this is the way here Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, what he says, as an education minister, the perfect duty which he has done for the citizens of India. This is the wonderful thing for all over the world, for all the civilization, that basic education we must give. And there doesn't come any certificate education. There comes only these values. Now we see, and in January 1949, during a meeting of the Central Advisory Board Education, he claimed that, I quote, "The first and foremost task of the national government is the provision of free and compulsory basic education for all." See, again and again, this basic education is getting, you can say, is getting unfolded or unfolded again and again. Whatever we are discussing here in the seminar from early morning, and we are going for next 2 days also, the panelists also are, what they are doing, they are trying to see the all possibilities for making our education better and better. And again, what is the way? It's not the certificate courses. Yes, they also are having values. But if such condition happens, everything is nothing, everything is taken away by everybody, nothing is there with you, then what is the main education? Being a man, I am a human being. As in the previous speaker, he was telling, yes, I am a good teacher. The Dr. Saab, which he was speaking, is a wonderful statement. He started his speech. I am a good teacher. Yes, I am a good teacher. Even though if I am not working as a teacher, I am a teacher because many are watching me. I have only 2 eyes, but all around the students, every student, if there are 200 students, the 400 eyes are watching me, and they are learning from me, and I have become teacher. Because students are learning from nature, and the nature and surroundings and every person, and the way when many people say, Swamiji, when we are entering in the premises of ashrama, the ambience gives us so much of discipline, so much of attentiveness, there's so much of contemplation. Ambience itself gives. It means our mind is open to accept education from all beings. That is called ahara. Ahara means we are gathering information, we are gathering habits, we are accumulating so many good things from all around. So these are the ways. This comes in basic education. Here I should also explain what he defines that education aims. In his words, in his way of thinking, I summarized here. Point first, democratic education. The main role of education to make a democratic country where all the citizens can participate in the progress. Yes, we can elaborate in very wonderful way. Again, I will complete the session, and the justice is there to make brief everything and put all the inputs on the table for our teachers to think or ponder on it. Point second, unity and cooperation. Education should make the people to cooperate and unite. Again, he has quoted point third, true civilization through education. Education should make responsible citizen of the country. Character building, this is the fourth point. The education should inculcate the moral, ethical values in the citizens of the country. Fifth point, education for the development. Education is the only thing through we can develop socially, economically, and physically. Sixth point, secularism and national integrity. Education should also teach an individual for the national integrity, so that everyone can participate for development of the country. Seventh point, global relation. He wanted to make international relation so that we can share our knowledge with others and use their knowledge also. As the umbrella which we are doing the seminar, which we are having, sharing our thoughts, this is coming, see, the studies of Asian studies. Again, the same thought here which was implemented through the vision of Abul Kalam Azad. There he says global relationship. Without that, this international, how we will become a perfect? See, recently the previous question was going on, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Yes, this is the thing which education must do. It must bind, it must bring everyone near to them. There must be the exchange of thoughts, exchange of wonderful things in all societies, in all civilization. See, in each and every civilization, just as each and every home, we have one place of dustbin, we have one place of a box house, we have a place of where we dump every bad thing. It doesn't mean that my house and home has become wrong or something worst. There may be something.